Hello, Goddess of Fire here, back for another fire conversation. Hot topic is this current week, the week of November 29th to December 5th. We got a full moon eclipse occurring today and tomorrow, considering wherever you are in the world. But this week feels almost like a time to take a break, take a step back, to really review everything. It's almost like, it just feels like a spiritual checkpoint. I think I even said that in my last reading. We just had Neptune go direct, which is kind of giving people a little bit more clarity in the mental space, separating illusions from reality, and what have you. As you can see here, I've already pulled a couple of cards because, like I do, and I did that off camera, I like to kind of get an idea of what the topic of discussion should be. And, you know, these cards really kind of fit in with what I was just saying about how this week is more so about us kind of taking a step back, reviewing things, seeing where we're at, if it's where we want to be, and how we can change and shift things to create the experience that we're wanting. So the first card that came out is Rest and Rejuvenate. In traditional tarot, this is going to be the Four of Swords. So this really is about taking a break, resting, taking time for self-care, sorting out mental space a little bit, and maybe even some emotions. Because with the Spiritual Union card coming out, which is the Two of Cups, I feel like this is spiritually uniting within ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. But really, I feel like this is the head and the heart kind of coming together. So let's pull a couple other guidance cards to see what else this week is bringing for us. Holy shiitake. Yeah. Again, another one. Slow down and celebrate yourself. Feast. This is about self-care. Again, taking the time for you to address some of the things with you. I mean, I feel like I'm getting the mental image of someone kind of tending to their own wounds. So I think that is definitely something that's important. This is another one that was on the bottom of the deck that felt called to, which is interesting because when I was shuffling, this one stuck out to me pretty clearly. Evil Queen, you deserve sugar and not salt. I think that's really playing into us taking care of ourselves. We may be taking things with a grain of salt more in recent days, weeks, months, to just kind of keep the peace. But now is a time where, at the risk of sounding corny, life is going to get a little bit more sweeter. So those are important messages for us today. I also want to see what angelic guidance, okay, we have. This could be for somebody specific. If you've been thinking about something, the answer is no, conditions aren't favorable right now. Wait or look into other options and ask angels to help, guide, and comfort you. I feel like that's very specific to somebody. I don't know. So if you're watching this and that plays for you, and then we have Athena coming out. It is safe for you to be powerful. You know how to be powerful in a loving way that benefits others as well as yourself. Okay. And then Azure, your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith and don't try to force it to happen. Things are coming. It feels like things that we've been waiting for, wanting, needing even, are starting to come to the surface. But I can't get over this. Conditions aren't favorable right now. So that is specifically for someone. I don't know who it is, but whoever is watching, whatever you're thinking of making a move towards, I feel like this is something that needs a little bit more time to plan out, as opposed to being a spur of the moment type thing. You may want to end something or start something, however that looks, but it's not ready yet. Your timing is different than what divine timing is asking or requiring right now. So just wait it out. What you want is coming. It just, for whatever reason, for whoever that is, it's just not, it's not ready yet. And then I want to pull a couple of move beyond ancestral patterns, the elder. So there's definitely some ancestral clearing happening. A lot of you could be anchors for that within your bloodline. I think I've said this before, that when we heal something that has been within our bloodline for for generations, we heal not only ourselves, but we heal 7 generations before us and 7 generations after us. So there's definitely the healing of ancestral trauma that's happening right now, which can be pretty exhausting. I did just find out too that today we had some pretty some intense solar flares, and I have been feeling exhausted. So if you have been feeling exhausted, that could be playing into it, or you're just doing a lot of healing within the higher realms. And then we pulled the Stargazer, set your sights higher. I feel like some of us may be putting some limitations on ourselves and what we desire and what we believe is possible. And when that happens, we hold ourselves back from the possibilities. Sky's the limit, right? And then, embrace the energy of peace, the broken arrow. This feels like, and I think this is, no, I don't think, I know. This is highly involved with the card that it came out with. Connecting, let's see if I can get all of these in the shot here. Connecting with your emotions, the Water Guardian. Embracing the energy of peace. And connect with your emotions. I feel like there's probably some of us that have not wanted to embrace any emotional things right now because everything feels big. And it almost feels like it's too much. But sometimes the only way to get past something is to go directly through it. We can't continue to ignore our own feelings to appease other people, to satisfy other people, to create comfort for others, because that is creating discomfort and disorder within us. So embracing emotions is important, folks. Let's bust into some tarot here. Okay. Yep, I knew that card was going to come out. The Page of Swords. This is research. This is you searching for answers. And a lot of times that happens very strongly when we are going through massive shifts or ascensions or spiritual awakenings, anything like that. We go into this Nancy Drew type of energy, and we just need to know everything. And this is a divinely guided practice. You're highly connected, I think, to your higher self at this point. And it could be, actually it is, that your higher self is guiding you to play into the research of things that have been calling to your soul. I was just saying this to somebody, to one of my dear friends who I just gave a reading to. This week is finding emotional peace. Finding out where you need more. I don't feel any of those. Something did flip though. Because we're in a pause. You've been feeling stuck. You've been feeling unable to move. I want to get a little bit more on this 10 of Cups. How can we achieve emotional peace this week? Okay, 2 came out. Ugh. Connecting with ourselves and our slow growth. Connecting back to manifestations that could have been stopped in their tracks. What's this Hanged Man energy? Why have we been feeling stuck? Why have we been feeling in a pause? Why do we feel trapped? And to me, that feels like it's because you're not seeing manifestations happening right now. What else is this week preparing for us? There's a conflict. I'm going to put this up here so we have a little bit more room. There's a conflict happening, and this feels like a head over heart conflict, but it's also discussing it with other people. But there's a shift coming. There's an unexpected change coming. But I feel like you're almost, you know it's gonna happen. You're prepared. I feel like you're prepared spiritually, but on a human level, when it comes to the ego, you are not. This is coming together, having a reason to celebrate. This card, I'm being drawn to the full moon on this too. So if any of you have some good gal pals that you can do some like spiritual things with, or not even just gal pals, because I don't want to seem like this is just for ladies, but just a good core group of people to kind of help raise your spirits, that'll be really helpful. But I also feel like there's going to be a reason to celebrate from within the next, like, from now for the next 6 months. And the only reason why I say from now and the next 6 months is because this full moon lunar eclipse, the energy from those lasts for about 6 months. And yeah, that's why I said this is it's a real checkpoint. Things are going to start balancing out more and more. But this full moon that's occurring is going to really aid in a lot of the shifts that are happening, a lot of the changes. You may not feel like you have a reason to celebrate now, but you will have a reason to celebrate in the near future. I want to know, why are we celebrating? What are we going to be able to celebrate in the near future? Yeah, for me, this feels like within the next 3 to 6 months. Some major... Oh, shit, yo. We're going to be able to celebrate balance. Okay, these 2 cards coming out, maybe somebody is going to be able to celebrate a wedding soon, or some kind of union, some sort of spiritual union. This could even be just a spiritual union within yourself, like I had said in the beginning. But when we feel even, when we feel balanced within ourselves, it makes life so much easier. So I feel like definitely there's just heightened spirituality coming through. There's a heightened connection with self on the deepest level I think I've even witnessed. And then we have the moon. Yes, this full moon. We're going to be realizing some things. Things are coming to light. Things are being seen for what they are. We're stepping away from illusions, stepping away from not following our intuition. We're going to have success. What is this success about? Oh my God. Finding our passion. We're going to feel vibrant. We're going to feel full of life, full of pizzazz. God, that's not even a word I use, but tell me more about this moon card. What's coming to the surface? What's coming to light? What are we going to realize? That it's time for a fresh start and time for us to really connect with our emotions. This is us being comfortable with our emotions. This feels like the death of our old selves. The end to old ways of thinking, old ways of being. Being in touch with our intuition, being in touch with our emotions, being in touch with our feminine side. Tell me more about this moon card. I'm like obsessed with it now. And I will be doing a moon reading, obviously, because there's a lot that needs to be talked about with that too. Tell me more about this ending. Yeah, because we are no longer wanting to feel overwhelmed. What happens, I think, when some of us don't express our emotions, it becomes a mental block, which creates anxiety, which creates sleepless nights. And I wholeheartedly feel like that is definitely what's coming through. What else do we need to know for this week? Ooh. We may be tempted to kind of stay within our comfort zones because change is difficult. Nobody likes change. But we know within our heart of hearts that the healing that we've experienced cannot be undone. It's Four Swords again. There's a lot of past life things happening too. If you've been waking up feeling super duper tired, like you literally just laid down and had to wake back up, a lot of times that's when those are nights when we're doing a lot of spiritual work, when we're doing a lot of spiritual healing. but we're making connections with ourselves and our previous lives. There's also a lot of soul retrieval that's happening too. So if you've also been waking up with odd aches and pains, I was just saying this to my friend too, but if you wake up with a lot of aches and pains, that is when you have probably received a piece of your soul back. Throughout lives that we've lived, we leave traces of ourselves in other places. So you could have a piece of you that's in fucking Timbuktu, I don't know, and you could have just called it back, and that's why your calf hurts this morning, or that's why your arm feels wonky today, is because you got a piece of yourself back. And I also explained to her too that it's almost like when you get a organ transplant, sometimes your body will try to fight it because it thinks it's an intruder before everything kind of smooths over and it's accepted into the body again. So just be aware of that right now. I think that that's like a big thing with that Four of Swords and then the Six of Cups coming out afterwards. There's a lot of past life healing that's occurring. But there's contentment that's coming. There's peace that's coming. Peace in your daily life. It may not seem like that for some of you. It may not seem like that's possible right now, or maybe you are pretty peaceful, and it's just going to get even more peaceful and more content, and you're just going to feel that much more cozy. You know what? And this could be because of close, intimate relationships. That's either the exit or the entrance of one. The exit would be if it's not a good match, if it's not a good fit spiritually, mentally, emotionally. There's going to be a split of that. But if it is a good, if we're entering, if this is entering for you, God, I cannot find my words. It is going to be very cohesive, balanced, reciprocating on all levels. But this is definitely about intimate relationships, but it's also about making the choice to have more quality connections. Tell me more about this Lovers card. Yeah, you want to be able to have those close relationships. You want to have a tribe. And that is what I believe is ushering in for you. So I just want to pull a couple cards to see how we're going to be challenged with taking a deeper look at things and, you know, addressing maybe what we haven't wanted to this week. How will we be challenged by that? We'll be challenged by that because changes. Nobody likes changes. I was just saying that. Nobody likes changes. Whatever changes occur within your reality, within your experience this week, whether it be a job, a friendship, a romantic relationship, if things are changing, please know if they feel not great, there will be a silver lining later. Because I feel like these tower moments that may be occurring and these realizations that are coming this week will affect you financially and within your daily life. I think it was my last reading or the reading before where I said, you know, these endings of situations, relationships, jobs, and whatnot that don't fit you are going to create some major shakeups. And change is uncomfortable. So just try your best to go with the flow. now I want to find out, how will you be supported this week? Actually, I feel like there's another challenge that wants to come out as I'm trying to move forward to how we'll be supported. Okay. Challenges. You thought what is would always will be. Would always will be. Would always be. There is a great attachment to whatever needs to be let go. That could be anything: a job, a friendship, a relationship, a family member, a home, a car. It's hard to see. This is where the silver lining comes in. It's hard to see that this will be something that you're truly going to appreciate right now. Because as it is, this looks like the ending of dreams as opposed to the beginning of dreams being fulfilled. But I assure you, this is the silver lining that will come after these financial and material changes have occurred and settled. This is opening you up for the fulfillment of wishes. Because I tell you guys all the time, you won't be able to catch blessings if your hands are full of things you shouldn't be carrying anymore. So let's find out how we will be supported this week with these changes. Okay, that fucking flew. Oh, I knew it. We will be supported by our intuition, our higher selves, our higher power. I feel like this is really about like meditation and prayer too. If you meditate, that's a great way to connect with your higher self, with your higher guides, your ancestors, past loved ones, because sometimes the people we need the greatest advice from are not with us anymore. So maybe even try to guide your dreams. Try some lucid dreaming tactics. Or just paying attention to dreams too, because you could be receiving support and guidance in your dream state. And you might not even realize that that's happened. So maybe try and keep like a journal. Okay. And we will be supported because our heart chakra, our hearts are open. When our hearts are open, we are able to draw in abundance. We are able to create manifestations, make them realities. But I also feel like this is following the heart in a way too. Yep. Following your heart freely. And that's getting you connected with your emotions again. Okay, now as a final piece of guidance, I will pull a postcard from Spirit for how we can. Oh my gosh, I feel like we just had this, but I'm not really sure. Dear you, oh my, things are stirred up and change is upon you. This is cause for celebration. No need to be nervous, but know that it's okay to be afraid when faced with the uncertainties of life. The funny thing is that courage doesn't get mustered in the absence of fear. rather in spite of it or even because of it. Step into the unknown now. Let go of the branch you are clinging to and let Spirit take the wheel and help steer you to your highest good and most wonderful adventure. All you need to concern yourself with is choosing courage as your ally. Leave the rest up to us. There's a load of miracles being shipped your way. Remember what philosopher Joseph Campbell said? Take one step toward the gods and they will take 10 towards you. We're all doing the Destiny Cha-Cha on your behalf. That's right. Don't be afraid to dance. Loving you always. I hope that this was a really good reading for you guys and you got some information that will help you and how you can kind of navigate this week. I love you guys. I know that seems really strange to say, but I do. Each and every one of you that watches this and supports my channel and, you know, takes in the messages that Spirit channels to me, it is such a gift. So I hope you guys have a very blessed week. Be courageous, be brave, and listen to your heart. Until next time.